get new bikes. He just said, can you get the bikes fixed? I was like, yeah, absolutely. He said, I don't care about the stand. I'll live with that. It's a little bent. It's no big deal. And then he just, wanted his shed back in working order. But it was made out of 2x4s that were ripped in half. So they were kind of 1x2s. Yeah, I mean, it was really flimsy to begin with. And so I built a better shed than what he had for him. Yeah, I drop a tree on it. Yeah, this one will last if I, But not only was my arrogance exposed in all of this, but my judgmental attitude was exposed as well. Because I had thought one thing about this man and learned something completely different about this man. Who happens to go to a Church of Christ. And he invited me to come hang out with him and a few of the guys in the neighborhood on Tuesday nights. And we talked more and more, and I really got to know him. And God used the situation. I prayed that God would. I said, God, please use this situation. Teach me, teach him. And he did. It's going to cost me money in order to use the situation, but God used the situation. And I thought to myself, just a lot about the wrong heart going into it. I was more concerned about the material side of Christmas than I was about the heart side of Christmas. And it got me to thinking a lot about just Christmas and how much it is exponentially growing commercially. I mean, think back to those of you that are older. You remember before VCRs? The only time that you could watch a movie is when it came on TV.
Right. Yep.
And certain movies only came on like once a year. And you waited. And you looked at the TV guide. And you hunted and you planned for Rudolph claymation. Kids nowadays are spoiled. They don't even have to go to Blockbuster nowadays. It's just, Netflix and Instant View. It's horrible. They can watch what they want, but they don't have any clue of what it means to anticipate and wait and plan. But I remember when that Rudolph would come on. Man, you were just glued. No kid on earth was playing outside. Every kid was watching Rudolph claymation with the little dentist guy. The elf that wanted to be the dentist. Remember that? But I got to thinking about that, and I thought, what were the presents that Santa brought to kids? Yeah, it was like a little wooden train, a Jack-in-the-Box, a ball. A doll. Wasn't Barbie, it was a doll. No Red Ryder movie again. Different movie, that's right. Different movie altogether. Afterwards. But think of how simple things were. And what would happen if your kid opened a Jack-in-the-Box today? Yeah, we all laugh. Now, he could have a Jack-in-the-Box app for the iPad. But you got to have the iPad too. It just grows. It grows, it grows, it grows. And it shows me that when men and women pursue the world is never enough. And that is one of the issues that Habakkuk, or Habakkuk, however you say it, had with God. One of his complaints was about the people. He said, God, these people are pursuing so much of the world. When is it ever going to end? And let's read here. Habakkuk, chapter 2. I'll give you a minute because I know most of you don't know where that is. Before Matthew. You're right. After Nahum, before Zephaniah, you're still looking. All right, Habakkuk chapter 2. We'll pick it up in verse 13. As he's talking about woe, God gives an answer, and he doesn't just say they're doomed. He really gives an answer to them. He says, has not the Lord Almighty determined that the people's labor is only fuel for the fire? That the nations exhaust themselves for nothing? For the earth will be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord, as the waters covers the sea. Woe to him who gives drink to his neighbors, pouring it from the wineskin till they are drunk, so that he can gaze on their naked bodies. You will be filled with shame instead of glory. Now, it's your turn. Drink. Let your nakedness be exposed. The cup from the Lord's right hand is coming around you, and disgrace will cover your glory. The violence you have done to Lebanon will overwhelm you, as your destruction of animals will terrify you. For you have shed human blood. You have destroyed lands and cities and everyone in them. Of what value is an idol carved by a craftsman, or an image that teaches lies? For the one who makes it trusts in his own creation. He makes idols that cannot speak. Woe to him who says to wood, come to life, or to lifeless stone, wake up. Can it give guidance? It's covered with gold and silver. There is no breath in it. And I love this last part. The Lord is in his holy temple. Let all the earth be silent before him. I love what it says in the English Standard Version. It says, the Lord is in his holy temple. Let all the earth keep silent before him. And I think a lot of times, as we pursue the world, and the world is never enough. It never fills you. You always need more. You always need different. You always need new. You always need. And as we pursue, one of the things that we forget to do a lot of times is just be silent before God. God says, man, when you come to my temple, just be quiet. It's not as if you have anything to say to God anyways. And I think, honestly, that's one of the reasons that they missed the importance of the birth of Jesus. They were all being called to their hometowns. The whole world, essentially. The known world at that time. The Roman world, the Roman Empire. They were all being called to their homes so that they could go to the census. And were they concerned about the birth of some obscure person in a barn somewhere? No. They were all partying. They were all getting together. It was family reunions. It was this. It was that. The world was go, 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 go. And yet, one of the most significant events in history was completely overlooked. Why? Because people were just go, 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 going. And they didn't know how to stay still and keep silent before God. And that reminds me of us a lot of times in the holiday season. It reminds me of myself, that's for sure. But when I'm looking at the holiday season, it's about go, 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 rather than about be still. Keep silent before the Lord. I think